Well, in other news, it is a story that has left the community of Abaco outraged. The death of 22-year-old Patrick Daxon, who was allegedly stabbed by his girlfriend and died in hospital 2 months later. Tonight, the officer in charge of the island gives an update. Yolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
The death of Patrick Daxon has taken many by storm, and people are still questioning who's responsible for his death. The 22-year-old was in an altercation with his girlfriend in June of this year, and as a result, she allegedly stabbed him. She was charged for the stabbing incident and given bail. However, Daxon was never released from the hospital. In fact, he was there for 2 months and died last week. While there has been pressure from the public to charge his girlfriend with murder, police officials say that there is a process in circumstances like this one. Officer in charge of Abaco, Superintendent Will Hart, says that they have to wait on autopsy findings to determine if the stab wounds resulted in his death.
Still waiting on the result of the autopsy to find out if the result of his death was because of injuries and stabbing that he received. At the time now, the suspect was charged with the offense of stabbing him. We are in communication with the AG of the Attorney General's office, and we are also communicating with the authorities at the lab.
He adds that a definitive time for autopsy report cannot be given.
I cannot speak to the waiting periods of the courts. The court cases, they come up based on the availability and certain circumstances happen. But sometimes the case may come up quickly, sometimes it takes a while. Based on the number of cases that are in court. But we have a case that she's pending another case that's coming up tomorrow. As I said earlier, once we get the information on whether the autopsy results, and we communicate with the AG office and be able to determine whether charges will be updated.
The officer is also appealing to the public to trust them to deal with this matter justly.
If there is any allegation that a police officer is delinquent, that is an investigation that is brought to the attention of the administration, that will be dealt with. So those two measures are in place to avoid such discomfort from the members of the public. Now I know persons will say in the climate that we have today, people say trust everybody. But I assure you that this trust is here, not only now, but the district which throughout the force, and if we were able to stay off their loved ones, the matter not be investigated, that's the fear that everyone has.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson-Everest.